der vergangenen Woche jetzt auch hier in München für das Hauptfeld qualifizieren können. Wir drücken ihm die Daumen. Mike Landendorf! Mike Landendorf trifft auf einen jungen Engländer, 25 Jahre ist er gerade mal alt, war 2014 der World Youth Champion und ist einer aus den Top 50. Die aktuelle 48 der Order of Merit. Die Rede ist von The Needle, Keegan Brown.
Well, we are back in action at the German Darts Grand Prix, live from the Zenith in Munich, brand new venue, 2,500 fans in for the opening day. It'll be even busier for tomorrow and Monday as the second European Tour event of the year plays out. We've just seen an absolute cracker between the Nathan Aspinall and Steve Lennon. The Irishman coming through at Lennon 6-4 in a game at 8 180s. Both players averaging around about that ton mark, and Steve Lennon, if he plays like that again tomorrow, he might well worry or even beat the world #1 Michael van Gerwen. We've already seen one German player through to the second round tomorrow. Max Hopp, the German #1, came through against Roby John Rodriguez in the second game of the afternoon. It is down to Mike Landendorf now to see if he can join him, but to do that, he's going to have to overcome the former world youth champion Keegan Brown, who after a fair old while in the doldrums, suffering with form and confidence and mental health problems, he is back.
Mike to throw first. Game on.
Chris Murphy alongside me, Dan Dawson, for this one. It's Landendorf v Brown for a spot in the last 32.
Yeah, it has been a happy start to this Easter Darts Festival for the Munich crowd after Max Hopp won through.
100.
A really dramatic match against Roby John Rodriguez, a man who Keegan Brown, of course, famously beats at London's O2 to win the World Youth Championship. Hopperman, who's also held that title, although they'd shifted it to the home of World Darts, Minehead, by then. But I think it's a tougher task,
24.
on paper at least, for Landendorf to beat Brown than it was for Hopp to see off Rodriguez.
Yeah, well, in RMC Omar Polka's introduction to Keegan Brown, you might have heard him mention he's up to 48 in the world rankings, and no mean feat considering that Keegan was in very real danger halfway through last year of losing his tour card. Things were not going his way. Week in, week out, he's turning up and going out early.
It just shows what a difference a little spell of good performances, because he managed to qualify for the World Championship, and then he had a run there, didn't he? He beat James Wade at the Worlds.
Yeah, great game that.
Lost out to Phil Taylor in the end, and perhaps bought in a little bit too much to the Phil Taylor farewell tournament and was kind of as much a spectator as an opponent on the stage. But he's certainly going to be a tough opponent this afternoon for Mike Landendorf. The 174 sets up 36 after 12.
40. Keegan Uruguay 36.
Yeah, well, Mike Landendorf playing like he's still back in the practice room at the minute.
Okay, shot the first leg. Keegan
Brown. He needs to start bringing his game, otherwise Keegan is going to steamroller him at this rate.
He's a winner on the
48.
Senior circuit. Keegan Brown won a Pro Tour event in Coventry in 2013.
Not on the glamorous list of locations we get to go to on the Pro Tour at the minute. Might come back, you never know.
And the Pro Tour will return to PDC TV next weekend as we return to the Barnsley Metrodome. But before that, a full weekend of European Tour action.
100.
And we've enjoyed it. A good start, a mixed bag, but we've seen some fantastic stuff in the opening 4 matches.
140.
Yeah, impressive from Luke Humphries and Max Hopp.
Just happened that the best 2 players were in the same one.
Yeah, Aspinall and Lennon was a real belter.
100.
Anything like that again over the course of today, in for a treat.
95.
Keegan Brown is consistently a visit ahead of Mike Landendorf at the minute. He's about 3 visits ahead in the first leg.
100. Keegan Uruguay 78.
He could get this done in double quick time if he can just turn the screw and not allow Mike Landendorf chances.
38. Mike Uruguay 101.
But there is a chance here to cancel out the break of throw. Well, you tell me.
69. Keegan Uruguay 40.
Well, I mean, it was at the bull. Now, is that a help to him?
30.
If it was, he didn't use it. 4 darts missed for this leg, Keegan Brown, and Mike Landendorf to break back. Long way off.
Gage on the second
That's
leg.
where it needs to be, though.
Third leg is Mike to throw first. Game on.
Well, so far we've learned that Mike Landendorf is very accomplished at adjusting. Well, maybe not.
22.
But a couple of throws in that previous leg where he was miles away from his first target and then right on the money.
Well, he's a strange one, Landendorf, in that he takes an age to actually address the board with his first dart, but once he gets going,
96.
he lets them go pretty quickly. He's a curious player, and he has had runs. He had a run
59.
in the UK Open qualifiers, made it to last 16, beat the likes of Jelle Klaassen on the way. That got him into the UK Open, although he didn't actually get to Minehead because of all the weather problems we had. Every now and again, Mike Landendorf just pops up seemingly out of nowhere and goes on a run, although if he does win this, it'll be his first win on the Euro Tour since 2016. That's when he was drawn against Andre Velga
59.
in a Euro Tour event, first round game. He was then beaten by Gary Anderson in the next round.
140.
That was in Hamburg when James Wade went on to claim the title.
180.
Now then! Gets him right back in the leg, Landendorf, his first 180. Or does it?
Gage on the third leg. Keegan Brown. Fourth leg is Keegan to
Luke
throw
Humphries
first.
watching on. He won
Game on.
the opening game of this afternoon, seeing off Willie O'Connor with an accomplished display. His first win on the PDT stage.
93.
And he made reference to the crowd, saying it's the best that he's played in front of. It's a big crowd for an opening day, obviously.
80.
The fact that it's a Saturday helps. But it's at full capacity, I believe, for Sunday and Monday sessions.
140.
And the big names in world darts, well, most of the big names in world darts will be here from tomorrow.
Yeah,
100.
one of them, Simon Whitlock, who awaits the winner in this one, and that would be an intriguing clash if Keegan Brown can close out the victory here, because
44.
they spent a lot of time practicing and working together, didn't they, Keegan and Simon? Simon kind of took him under his wing
Yeah,
for
it
a
was
spell.
something of a mentor in the early days.
41.
But I think that kind of relationship has to end when
you become a genuine rival.
Yeah.
91.
The Frankenstein thing, isn't it? That the monster that Eric Bristow created and Phil Taylor.
100. Keegan 133.
133, but it doesn't have to go. I spoke to Simon Whitlock this morning. He's still
47.
been unable to shake off that bout of flu that he's been hampered with, although some of his performances have suggested it's not hampering him very much. He reached the quarterfinals last week, didn't he? Put in a very good display. Should have probably beaten Peter Wright in Belfast on Thursday night in the Premier League.
That's a poor dart there from Keegan. You just see him wiping his hand. I assume it's just slipped out completely.
36. Mike Uruguay 120.
Maybe just rushing that one. as he looked to follow the first dart into the 18 segment. Treble 20 in tops. Nope, not going to happen for Landendorf.
100. 50.
For the needle.
He's done it again.
Yes. Well, he's cleaned it up this time.
Keegan Brown. Fifth leg is Mike to throw first. Game on.
And something he'll want to correct during the course of this match.
Well, again, the benefit of doubt, saying the first dart that went into the 1 segment just slipped out of his hand. Absolutely no excuse for the one that followed to start the next visit, but tidied it up, as you say.
57.
He's looking fairly untroubled so far.
83.
That's mainly due to the fact that his opponent's averaging in the mid-70s.
100.
Mike Landendorf coming through the host nation qualifier, of course, as a German, has played for Austria. He's a guy, I believe, who was born in Germany. There have been slight changes to the rules in terms of residency and what country you qualify for, but to be honest, with so many Euro tours in Germany nowadays, it's perhaps in darts players' interest to be registered as German. Who did he beat, Chris, in the host nation qualifier?
I had a feeling you were going to ask me that. Tobias, Pascal and Lutz, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you go first name terms with all of them, yeah?
$98. Mike Uruguay, 127.
Well, I'll let you fill the viewers in on the surnames at the end of this leg, as we see if Landendorf can take out 127. He still could.
102.
Mike Landendorf,
46.
former soft tip world champion back in 2005. Oh, hang on. Keegan loves these sort of checkouts. Oh, that's unfortunate.
86. Mike Uruguay, 25.
Oh dear.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
What was I worried about? Treble 1, double 11. It's the only way to go.
Game on.
Go on then. Well, my attempt at pronouncing the players that Mike Landendorf beat to get here. Tobias Plurtz. Is that acceptable, Dan?
Yeah, Tobias Plurtz, yeah.
Pascal Virotius.
Yeah, yeah. Big Pascal, yeah.
And Lutz Ilshofer.
Not bad, not bad.
$58.
Other two host nation qualifiers we've got in action today. Already seen Max Hopp, obviously. Mike Landendorf coming back into this one with his second 180. We've got Germany's number 2, Martin Schindler, against Chris Dobie. That's in the evening session. That's also when we get to see Johnny Clayton, the Ferret, take on René Burnt. Now, we've not seen lots of René on the European tour. He has played before. Last time I remember him playing, he was averaging 107 for most of his game with Jimi Hendrix and just could not get over the line. Missed double after double after double for the match.
Yeah, and he beat Gabriel Clemens in the qualifier last night. I know that
108.
he's a man who's certainly making his mark on the PDC tour. And Brown's made his mark there.
Needed that maximum as well, didn't he?
Well, it might not matter.
Oh, I just thought staying there might have been the sensible play.
Yeah, it was right in the top corner that first start, leaving an ocean of room in the treble 20 bed. But now Keegan Brown looking down at 19s, as he so often does when he can on combination checkouts. This time it's proved ineffective. And Landendorf here has a chance to level up.
Well, at 3-1 down, Landendorf was nowhere in this game. But double 10, double 5 would have meant he was level pegging.
52. $36.
Well, it's just a bit rough round the edges, isn't it? Edging closer.
Gauge on the 6th leg.
And greeted with a roar, a collective roar from the Munich crowd. Keegan Brown just looking across perhaps for a little bit of inspiration.
Game on.
rock-style raise of the eyebrow there.
Yeah, Cullen-esque, wasn't it? So Cullen will be here this weekend. Number 7 seed. He'll be taking on the winner of our final game tonight between Jordi Mewisa and Adrian Jackpot Lewis.
Cullen was my tip for a first-time winner of the European Tour this year.
Oh,
Someone
played some excellent stuff
in an interview. I said it would have been sort of cheating to say Rob Cross
45.
or Daryl Gurney having both won major titles last year, but not winners on the Euro Tour. There still are a handful of players to have won more than one of these.
Yeah, well, Joe Cullen played some excellent stuff
97.
by different criteria last weekend. Some of it was gutsy despite being not high quality. Some of it was fantastic quality. This is good quality.
126.
This is the ball. But yeah, he was averaging 109 for most of his game in the eventual quarter-final defeat that Joe Cullen suffered.
139.
Against Peter Snake by Right, still averaged more than 101. Oh, look at this. Look at it. What a check out. Oh, Keegan.
Well, it's not something I've seen before. It's not something that you would usually associate with the Needle, who rarely gets under anyone's skin.
Yeah, there's surprisingly little Needle involved in Keegan Brown's games usually.
Needle with 2,500 people here.
And what he's done there, Keegan, is make it 10 times worse. There has been a bit of whistling and a bit of jeering, but now it's going to continue much, much worse between now and the end of the game.
And I like the shot we had there of his wife, Ros, letting everyone know what she thought of his antics there, a shake of the head. What have you done?
99.
Luke Humphries seemed to find the whole thing amusing.
So every dart cheered now for Mike Landendorf, every dart jeered for Keegan Brown. This is how it's going to be for the rest of this match.
I think it's a cheering every dart for Mike Landendorf, whether it goes where it's supposed to or not. You stick it in the 5 section, it gets a massive roar.
140.
Yeah, if there was no sound other than the crowd, you'd think that he was hitting a 9-darter every leg.
135.
Well, he's down to a finish, Keegan.
Keegan Brown, 161.
Well, if this goes, it'll be fingers on lips times again.
And just completely double down on his antagonism of the crowd. That would be superb.
121.
Well, Brown being bared at, but not seeming to affect him yet. Doing something else in the background there.
94.
But this is when it will get worse. Going for the double.
Ooh, wild one.
And is it getting to him now?
Thank you. Mike Uruguay, 105.
Kirk Bevins, our match official, with a very polite way of telling the crowd to quieten the noise.
Trouble 17 and ball. Oh.
27.
Missing targets left, right and centre, Mike Landendorf, and that means that Keegan can extend that lead again. And he does do. This time he decides that he'll just go and collect his darts. Maybe not say anything else. Oh, a little clap from him.
43. $96.
He's after a new nickname, Keegan Brown. The bad boy of darts.
100.
There's already a silencer, isn't there?
Yes. Jeff Smith, of course.
100.
Maybe the needle has just become even more apt. It has got a threefold meaning already, I think, from the Isle of Wight.
135.
Works as a lab assistant. Maybe it's just two thoughts.
138.
Or maybe the third was that he likes to get under his opponent's skin, which he really doesn't. But the noise
65.
has silenced somewhat of the sense that Keegan Brown is going to get over the line.
Yeah, Landendorf hasn't done enough to make use of the crowd support that he's got.
102. 158.
Because Brown's looking at 65 for the match, unless Landendorf can pull out something monstrous, and he's not going to do it. So Keegan Brown, is he a treble 11 man?
60.
Is he a bullseye man?
65.
Let's find out.
25. 20.
Game shot.
Nothing left.
Man of the
Keegan
match,
Brown
Keegan Brown.
silences the crowd here in Munich. Mike Landendorf, the first German player to head home. Max Hopp went through, but Landendorf does not follow. Keegan Brown will be back in action on Sunday when he takes on the number 8 seed and his former mentor in the Australian wizard, Simon Whitlock. We'll catch a few words with Keegan Brown as he tries to endear himself back to this Munich crowd, but he's through and he's beaten Mike Landendorf 6-3.
Simon Whitlock. Applaus for Mike. Keegan, congratulations. It's not easy to play German 1 here, huh? In Germany.
Who would have thought? No, he played well the first couple of the legs, and the bloke in the cow. Who would have thought? But no, I did a 140 to keep the crowd down, and so for it.
Yeah, that's you have to deal with it. That's part of the game. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not a Cinderella story.
Simon Whitlock is next. Simon, who's playing very well for the last year, we could say.
Yeah, Simon's playing back to his best, so hopefully it should be a good game tomorrow night.
We're looking forward to that. Thank you very much. Keegan Brown, er spielt morgen gegen Simon Whitlock und weiß auch, sagt, es ist keine Cinderella-Geschichte hier oben, das gehört mit dazu.